And we were talking about this before, guys. You mentioned Costco, Brian. So he got a QN98, 75-inch, 5-year warranty with delivery and setup for $3,000 and change, including tax. Let's just say $3,000 even, including tax. That's not bad. Actually, that's pretty good for a flagship 75-inch. I'm kind of surprised. What do you think about that, guys?
It's dropped. I mean, it's been that, and then went back up. It's been that for like a week or so. The best part about Costco is you have that 90 days, no questions asked. You have up to a year covered by them and then by Samsung themselves. So it's a great deal. But, you know, as we spoke yesterday off camera, was the only issue with Costco is being able to know what part number is what. Sometimes it's simple, like the LG C1 is the LG C1. The X95 is like the X90 HC16. I mean, it's like it's hard to know what's what. They have. I did my video coming out in a couple hours. They're all together, so you have them all smashed together. So again, you know, we're talking about things technically, and most people don't give a crap. They're just going to grab a Samsung or grab. So I think until people start really wanting that change, they're going to. Same with Sony.
Marketing. It's pushing its marketing. Neo QLED is everywhere on Twitch. I mean, I have to say Samsung's marketing team is probably one of the best out there, if not the best. I'm surprised that LG's marketing pushing OLED hasn't been as effective.
And yeah, I mean, LG is just killing them with amount. You know, just C1, BX, A1. They're just throwing it out there. And OLEDs are affordable now. We spoke about that yesterday too. Is LEDs, not only are they getting beat in picture quality and now in price, is that people are attracted to that thin design. You walk into a Costco, you see how thin it is. But I saw an A80J yesterday next to an X90. The X90 looked better because of how bright Costco is. So if I'm the average person, I'm like, oh, give me that one. That one looks better. And they're not close in terms of picture quality. But, you know, you're buying tires and ribeyes there. So, I mean,
throw a TV in the truck.
Grab me some ribs.
To your point, right? Sam's Club, 5-gallon jars of mayo, and throw a Samsung in the truck bed.
I mean, yeah, BO. Hell yeah. Exactly. Grab some bread, some ribs, rotisserie chicken, and grab your favorite TV.
And I remember the rumor that on the Costco specs, the QN90, that's what they call the QN90A, they had 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, which got people excited, but apparently it's a typo. And that's the kind of confusion, right? I mean, you got a typo, you got the name slightly different, and then people get
the 9DA.
Like the 9DA.
Yeah, but we talked about...
That's funny that they use D, because it's like 90, 9D.
Exactly.
It literally sounds almost identical.
But even being behind one of the 900H Costco variants, if you look at the HDMI ports, it doesn't say 4K 120 anywhere. So I'm curious if they've left that out. I know that my plasma, when they sold it at Costco, it had the anti-reflective screen on the lower end. So they add things and they also take things away. The problem is, how do you find out which is which? There's so little coverage on them.
Now, we talked about this yesterday. Didn't you say your Costco had the A80J?
Yeah, the film I'm dropping in an hour and a half will show you the A80J is now.
Okay, Jim, Costco, order it. You might not be able to buy it at your warehouse, but definitely the Costco online will have it if it's at Brian's warehouse. So yeah, Costco's got it.
And they had the one, I was shocked. They had the 77-inch too. So I was blown away. But then, you know, one of the earlier guys bought a QN90A. I didn't see any of that at my Costco. So I was shocked. They had the C1, the CX, the A1. They had a lot of good panels. They had the X90. They had a lot of it. But I don't know. But Best Buy has nothing. So I just don't. It's a mess right now.
Phil 82 has a good question as it revisits one of the things we talked about early during the release. The whole glossy versus semi-glossy of the Sony 80J at the 65-inch and the 77-inch. Did we have a final decision whether or not it's noticeable? I mean, does it affect the buying decision because picture quality suffers or is improved either way? What are your thoughts? I mean, is this the only reason he should be considering this, the 77 and 65 because of the glossy? Is it a deal breaker? Brandon, yeah, you complain about the semi-gloss.
I don't. I'm not. Think? It was just a difference. I mean, it just didn't handle the reflections. Like if we're talking like, you know, like Samsung QN90A is like handling the reflections as like 10 out of 10 or whatever. Let's just say that. And OLEDs are like an 8 out of 10, but they're not quite as bright. Or say a 9. They're 9 out of 10 as far as handling the reflections, but they're just not brighter. So you see a little bit more reflection, right? I would say it's just like the next step down. You know, it's still way above like an X900H or a Samsung frame. Like you can see that reflection right behind me. It's not like that, you know, it's not that matte like. It's just a touch worse than the OLEDs. And I just noticed it because it was, you know, just a little bit semi-gloss or whatever. So no, I wouldn't at all say it's like a, you know, I couldn't say no, that's a deal breaker. So I don't know. So wait, he said it's compared to the 80-inch. I don't know. If you have them both,
got to go with 77.
He saw them at Costco.
The 77-inch seems to have more pop because it's 12 inches larger, like Brian and I just said.
Yeah,
it's 12 inches larger. Every TV looks, because you're at the same distance from all these TVs at Costco. One's 12 inches bigger. It looks brighter. That's the end of the story.
Yep.
Yeah, Phil. That's what I mean. I like the screen better on the 77-inch A80J. I don't love this matte, blurry. This is the X90 behind me. I'm not a fan of it. It's like the way it looks. Off actually more than anything, but what Brandon's saying is you are noticing the size difference. They'll say it adds a little bit of clarity, but what you're seeing is a gigantic TV.